So today, like Python software foundation. Before I go with this Python versions installation, right? Python software foundation. You need to know something about this. So PSF. Python software foundation. PSF. PSF is it is a non-profit organization. Non-profit organization, right? Devoted towards Python community. Devoted towards Python community. It was launched in the year 2001, almost like 20 years ago it was launched. The main objective of this, right, to version to foster the development of Python. Okay. In the year 2005, PSF, Python Software Foundation, received Computer World Horizon Award. It received like Computer World the president for this PSF, Python Software Foundation, is nothing but the personality who introduced or who developed Python, right? Guido van Rossum. Right? Yes. Where it is located? Headquarters, Delaware, USA. Official website, python.org. Official website is python.org. It's a non-profit organization, right? Devoted towards what Python community. It was launched in the year 2001. President Guido van Rossum, Delaware, USA. Official website python.org. See, generally, yes, many of the main reasons, right? What are the reasons why Python is suddenly super popular, right? Mainly, why Python is suddenly super popular these days? Because of this very less coding we see, very less code you see, and simple syntaxes given by Python. Simple and easy syntaxes, right? Simple syntaxes given by Python, which looks like normal English languages, right? Very less code, and also simple. Less code means even not even 1/4 coding as compared with other programming. Simple syntaxes given by Python, they look like normal English statements. Interactive mode means statement by statement we can interact and we can get response, right? For every Python statements we can get the output. For every statement wise, right? Interactive mode, you can interact with Python. And multi-programming features. What all the programming language you have got, right? All the programming features we see within Python. Multi-programming features. That's why we call Python as a hybrid language. Wide varieties of application. So Python is used for different wide varieties of applications. Any kind of applications we can develop today by using Python, like automation applications, web applications, big data applications, data science applications, networking applications, embedded applications, desktop applications, gaming applications, animation applications. This way, the usage of Python has increased a lot these days. And Python has got many built-in libraries, many built-in libraries. 89,300 inbuilt modules Python is providing, right? 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got for different domains. Whatever domain you are from, Python providing a module for data science, big data, for networking, for testing, right? For embedded applications, for CAD applications, Python has got. So these are the reasons, right? Way less coding, simple syntaxes, interactive mode, multi-programming features we see, right? Multi-programming means Python has got procedural features, procedural-oriented programming features, object-oriented programming features, scripting language features, and modular programming. Any type of applications and many built-in functionalities libraries, right? So this is about Python Software Foundation. It's a non-profit organization devoted towards Python community. It was launched in the year 2001. The main objective is to foster the development of Python. In the year 2005, it received Computer World Horizon Award, right? President for this, Guido van Rossum. Headquarters, Delaware, USA. Official website, python.org. Okay. Python versions. What are the versions, right? Versions that are previously used versions. Now, what is the current version? Stable versions of Python. Python versions. Python 1.x. It was released in the year Python 1.x in the year 1990. Right. Next, Python 2.x. 2.x means 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. The first two version, right? The first two version released in the year 2000, right? Yes. Python 3.x. It was released in the year 2000. The version that we are using currently is 3 version, 3.x. So it was released in the year 2008, almost like 14 years ago it was released, right? It was released like 14 years back. Okay. 3.x is the version, latest version of Python. Just 1 week back, right? A new version was released, right? 3.11. By latest version of Python, Python 3.11. Stable version of Python. Stable version of Python, right? Yes. Stable version of Python, Python 3.7. Stable version is nothing but mostly used version. What is that? Mostly used version. Previous stable version. Previous stable version is what? 2.7. 2.7 is the okay. This is something about the versions, right? Yes. Mostly used version Python 2.7. Current latest version is 3.11. Previous stable version is 2.7. So let us see this installation of Python. It hardly takes 2 minutes to install Python. So Python installation. Okay. So Python 3.11, right? Yes, just I'll uninstall it. One again, reinstall this. So I'll show you from the scratch, like how to download and how to install Python. So Python provides different softwares for different environments, for Windows, for Linux, for Mac OS, right? For Linux, no need of any special installation. By default, along with the Linux OS, right? Python is, you'll get Python as a inbuilt within it. No need of any installation. Directly you can work with Python in Linux environment. Whatever Linux flavor you are using, right? Either it is Red Hat Linux, CentOS, or Ubuntu, right? Python comes as an inbuilt along with this Linux. And for Windows, for Mac OS, Python providing separate softwares. Again, for Windows 32-bit, 64-bit, it provides separate software. If your Windows is 32-bit, select 32-bit Python software. If your Windows is 64-bit, select 64-bit Python software. How will you check your Windows is a how will you check whether your Windows is 32-bit or 64-bit? Right, 1 second. Okay, so our installation was successful. Just close it. So I'm closing this. So go to your desktop, right? Go to your desktop, right? On your desktop, right click your PC, this PC or computer, say properties. So what it is saying clearly, 64-bit operating system. Can you see here? The system type is what? 64-bit. 64-bit operating system. So if it is 32-bit, it is showing we need to download 32-bit Python software. If it is 64-bit, we are supposed to download 64-bit Python software. Now, how to download this Python software? Just open Google, right? So in this, what is the official website I said for Python? Yes, python.org. Python.org is the official website, right? Say enter. Python.org is the official website of Python. Python.org is the official website where we can see this Python version downloads, Python documentation you can see for each and every Python release. Okay. So just observe this PSF. Just now I was talking about Python Software Foundation. It is a non-profit organization, right? See this Python Software Foundation. It's sponsorships, memberships, donations, volunteers, right? Grants, infrastructure, everything you can see within this. And here, if you go to this Python, you can see downloads, documentation for every Python release. So go to this downloads, right? Downloads, all releases. Downloads, go to all releases. Within that all releases, scroll down. Don't go for active Python, go for looking for a specific release. Looking for a specific release. Now, you can see all the Python versions from the last 20 years, right? From the last 20 years, what all the Python versions. See at that Python 2.0, June 22, 2001, it was released. June 22, 2001. What is it? Python 2.0.1. Now, Python 3.11, right? Python 3.11, that is the version, new version. See the date when it was released. Just 1 week back it was released. 1 week back, October 24, 2022. October 24, 2022. Python 3.11. So select that 3.11. Select that 3.11, right? You will get this Python 3.11, right? It gets open. Scroll down to bottom of the page. Scroll down to the bottom of the page and just see, we'll see files here. Within the files, you can see like Windows 32-bit, Windows 64-bit. Windows 32-bit if you are 64-bit, anything. If it is 32-bit, means if you are working with the older versions of Windows like 7, Windows 7, Windows 8, if it is 32-bit, you can download 32-bit. Otherwise, Windows installer 64-bit. Windows installer 64-bit. Yeah, whenever you click that 64-bit, your install, the download is started, right? 24 MB of size. It's just 24 MB of size. You're downloading in progress. So download finished. So 24 MB of size means I said in Python 89,300 inbuilt models. Yes, 1 second. Okay. Windows installer 64-bit. So your download is done, right? Yes, download is finished. But in Python, 89,300 inbuilt models for various domains. I said all those modules you are not going to see along with the Python software. Only commonly used modules we see along with this Python software. The other modules like data science related, database related, all the other modules, advanced modules, you won't see along with the Python software. Those modules will later we need to download, we need to install. So the domain specific modules we are supposed to download and install by ourselves. So it hardly takes 1 or 2 minutes to install those. So I'll brief you about those, how we can download and install any external modules which are not part of Python software. So now download is finished. Now just click the txt file or go to the downloads folder, click the txt file. Yes, click this. See here, install now is there, customize installation is there. Yes. Add python.exe to path. Add python.exe to path. Just click this, add Python. We need to select this. So add Python exe file to the path variable of OS and go for customize installation. Go for customize installation. Within that, no need to select, everything are pre-selected. That is documentation of Python, pip to install any model which is not available, and ideally where we can type our Python code and execute. Test suite. Nothing to select here. Everything is pre-selected. Next. Just say next one time. Next, it is asking advanced options. Nothing to select here also. Now here, see the location, installation location. See user Dell app data local programs Python 310, right? But Python is installing somewhere, it is getting installed in somewhere in some subdirectories. What are that? Within this users Dell app data local programs Python, right? Somewhere within some sub. But I want Python to be installed in C drive only. Tomorrow, if you want to locate Python, right, we need to enter into these many subdirectories. And tomorrow, if you want to install any module, we need to enter our entire path, this entire path where Python is available. So here we need to just keep your mouse before this Python 310 and remove all this, right? Remove all this until this C/Python 311, C:/Python 311, right? Means Python 311, a folder gets created under C drive, within the C drive. Python 311, a folder gets created automatically and data gets installed. That is what Python gets installed into that folder. So just say install now. Install, you can just say install, right? Yes. It hardly takes 1 minute, right? Yes. Yeah, almost done, right? Setup. Setup was successful. Close it. Now let us check whether it is successfully installed or not, right? And I said Python supports interactive mode. Python supports interactive mode. We can easily interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, it gives the response. See, at the bottom search panel, type CMD, right, and say enter. Go to the command prompt, just type Python here. If you type Python, if you press enter, automatically Python need to be identified and the version that you have installed should be displayed and Python interpreter should be opened. So Python should be recognized here, right? Say enter. So what is the version it is showing? 3.11. Can you see this 3 arrow symbol, right? This is where you can type any valid Python statements and interact with Python statement by statement. 3 plus 6. You can ask Python any valid Python statements, right? No need to define the data types. Directly you can say x has 10, y has 20. What is x, what is y, what is x plus y, right? Anything you can interact with Python. X plus y. Yes, Ajay Kumar. So in this phase, statement by statement, we can interact with Python, right? This we call it as interactive mode, right? So this is what a Python installation, right? Yes. If anybody from Linux, if you want to work with the Linux within, if you want to work with Python within the Linux environment, if you want the latest version to be installed into your system, right? Because along with the Linux OS, you will get Python asset. Depending upon your Linux version, if it is latest version, it's fine. But if it is old version, you will get old version of Python, right? So if you want latest version of Python to be installed, right? So you can just go with this command. Everything you need to perform through the root user, right? So that's why sudo apt-get install. Which version you want? Sudo apt-get install which version? Python 3.11 is very recently introduced. You can go with 3.10. apt-get install Python 3.10. This command will install Python in your Linux OS, right? Next, Python execution modes. Python execution modes. Two modes of execution. First is interactive mode. Just now I discussed, right? Statement by statement, you can type and you can interact, gives the response. For every statement we type interactive mode. Second is batch mode also, like we are supposed to create .py files. Here we directly type Python statements. Here we directly type Python statements on the interpreter. And the user can easily interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, it gives the response, right? So the advantage, what advantage we see with the interactive mode? So for this recorded videos, right? Recorded video, you can check your Google Drive, the mail ID that you are using, right? That mail ID that you are using to join the meeting, to the mail ID, that same Google, right? into your Google Drive. Go and check shared with me option, right? You can see that recorded today. By today afternoon, you will be getting it. What is the advantage of interactive mode? To test the functionalities of Python. If you doesn't have knowledge on any particular Python functionality, you can type that on this interactive mode and check what output you are going to get. Based on that, you can analyze it. To test the functionalities of Python and to learn Python, right? To test the functionalities of Python and to learn Python. Batch mode, right? Batch mode. Here we write batch of statements within the editors or IDEs. Here we write a batch of statements within the editors or IDEs. Here we write batch of statements within the editors or IDs and save it by using .py extension and later submit it to Python. Set of statements, batch of statements we will write within the editors or IDs and save it by using .py extension later submitting to Python. What are the various editors? What are the various editors, right? Yes. Notepad. Various editors, Notepad, Edit Plus. Within the Windows environment, we go for Notepad and Edit Plus. Here we can write .py file. We can create a .py file and later submit to Python. And in Linux environment, we got VI and Nano. VI and Nano, right? You can use any text editor, right? For creating this .py file, VI and Nano in Linux, Notepad and Edit Plus within the Windows environment, right? Yes. And what are the various IDEs? IDE means Integrated Development Environment. Integrated Development Environment, right? Yes. Various IDEs. Supported by Python, right? Yes. PyCharm, various IDEs like PyCharm is the PyDev, Komodo, Komodo, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, PyCharm, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, Jupyter Notebook, right? Yes. PyCharm, PyDev, Commodore, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, Jupyter Notebook, Atom, and VS Code, right? VS Code. These are the different IDEs we are going to use, right? I'm going to show you not in one or two. And I'm going to show you on 4 to 5 IDs, right? How to run this Python code and execute the Python code. You may ask a query, why these many IDs? Why not one or two for Python? Means Python is used for different environments, right? Different environments using different IDs. For Python used for data science, for big data, for networking, for web applications, right? So for data science, Jupyter Notebook is mostly preferred. Spider is preferred. For big data also, Spider is preferred. Jupyter Notebook is preferred. And for web applications creations, PyCharm is used, Atom is used, VS Code is used, right? So among all these IDs, PyCharm is the mostly used one, right? It's mostly used one, mostly used IDE. So later I'll show you like how to download this IDEs, right? Step by step, how to download and how to install and how to run the code on this IDEs. Once we are done with a little bit of technical content, right? Yes. Developing the first Python application. Developing the first Python application, right?
Hi, Vijay.
Yes.
Yeah, I have one question. What is the difference between IDE and this one, editor?
Editor means it's not a Python related, right? It's not Python related. You won't see any Python related functionalities within that. It's just a notepad. You
Okay.
can create any kind of file, .txt file, .py file, .java file within this. But here this IDE means you can create only .py files, and you have got many Python related functionalities. All these are Python related, right? You can write only Python codes. But
Yes.
here it's notepad is a open text editor, right?
Yeah.
We'll create a normal .py file here. Later we'll submit to Python separately. You cannot execute within the notepad. The Python code can't be executed within the, but here you can write the code there itself and you can execute it there itself. But here we'll create .py file, but you won't execute there. Again, separately you need to execute it. Yeah.
Got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in the case of IDs, both writing the code and executing the code both happens at the same place, right? So here developing the first Python application within a editor. So example, if we take within the first, I'll show you like how to create a file within the editor like notepad. And type the following see open notepad and type the following Python code, right? Up to now we didn't discuss anything about Python functionality. So what I do, just I'll take two values, x value as 10 and y as 20. So in Python, no need to define the data types. Directly we can say x as 10, y as 20. I want to I want to perform some kind of arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, subtraction, multiplication. Okay, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So I'll just copy this to a separate notepad file, and I'll create a .py file, and I'll submit it to Python. Just observe this. Open a notepad file. Open a notepad, right? Paste this code in this. Save it now. File, save. So yesterday I created a separate folder for this batch, right? Yes. C drive, right? Python 6 a.m. batch, right? Python 6 a.m. batch. So I can just say sample1.py, sample1.py, right? Yes. Say save, right? So here, what I'm writing here, save it as. And now submit this file. And now submit this file to Python. Submit this file to Python. So open command prompt now. Open command prompt and give the path of the file. CMD you can type and press enter. And just type Python. Just type Python here and don't say enter. If you say enter, it will go to interactive mode. But to the Python, submit your file where it is present within the C drive. Within the C drive, folder name Python 6 a.m. batch, right? Yes. So Python, so within the C drive, Python 6 a.m. batch. Within that, sample1.py. Sample1.py. Just say enter now. 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, 10 by 20. 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, and 10 by 20. So this what writing this. Okay. Okay. Control C. Okay. In this way, right? Yes. Yeah. 1 second. So what we did within the notepad, I written some Python code. No need to write all the unnecessary statement like other programming languages. No semicolons here. Directly we can start with our code, take two values and perform addition, subtraction, and submit. How we are going to submit to Python? Just you say Python, right? Python Python. To this Python, you are submitting the path in which, in what is the file, in which folder, and in which drive. The entire file path we need to submit to Python. Yes. Just I'll take 2 minutes more. So, but here, what is your observation? We are writing the code. We are writing the code at one place. And executing at the other place. We are writing the code at one place and executing at the other place. But run and execute at the same place. Here we are writing the code at one place and executing at the other place. But to run and execute at the same place, we are writing the code at one place means you are writing within this notepad and executing at the other place within the command prompt. But to run and execute at the same place, we have IDLE, right? We have IDLE, Integrated Development Learning Environment, right? We have IDLE, which comes along with Python installation, right? So here, what is the problem we are observing? We are writing within the notepad and we are executing at the command prompt. But I want to write and execute at the same place. For that, we have IDLE, Integrated Development Learning Environment, which comes along with Python installation. Using which we can write and execute at the same place. Now let me show you where we can open this IDLE and how to write the code within this IDLE, where we can write and execute at the same place. I'm copying this code. Yes, now go to, whenever we install Python, go to the start programs, check where your Python is available here, right? Go to this Python P. So Python 3.11, right? We can have multiple versions of Python we can install, right? So I have got the 3.8, 9, 10, 11 got installed in my system. Python 3.11, click it. What is the first thing what we see within that? IDLE, right? Click that IDLE. Click that IDLE. You will get this Python shell, Python 3.11, a shell, interactive mode. We can work with interactive mode here. File, new file. Okay, you need to, for working with batch mode, say file, new file. To work with batch mode, say file, new file. You can write the code here itself. You can execute the code here. Run option available, right? Here run is there. Okay, before we execute any Python code, we are supposed to save it. Within the C drive, right? any name like sample2.py, any name.py extension you can give, right? Yes, here itself now I'll run module. Shortcut is F5. Okay, you got the output, right? 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, 10 by 20. Once again check this. Yes, run, write the code here, save it, and run module. So we are writing and executing at the same place instead of writing in the notepad, executing at the command prompt. So okay, this is working with ideally, but we have got many IDs I said, right? PyCharm, Spider, Jupyter, Eclipse, NetBeans, Atom, VS Code. I'll show you on all those IDs later once we're done with a little bit technical content, right? So now we can work with this. Okay, everyone, you can install Python and you can check with interactive mode and batch mode and work with this ideally, right? Yes. From tomorrow, like the batch will be starting, right? Yes. From today itself, the batch got started. Installation we have seen the technicals of Python, right? More on this we'll discuss in the tomorrow session. Yeah. Any queries as part of today's session? Anyone, right?
Hi, sir. Sir,
Yes.
can we get the recording of the classes every day, like the link or recording? Can we get it by mail?
Yes. Actually, once you get everyone got enrolled into the course, right? On a daily basis, you'll be getting the recording. But as if I'll say that online team to forward this demo videos also to your Google Drive. You will get that
Mm-hmm.
videos. The videos you will be getting to your Google Drive, right? You go
Mm-hmm.
to the
Okay.
Google Drive, shared with me option will be there, right? You can click and check within that. I'll say the online team to forward by afternoon, right? Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one doubt here, Vijay.
Yes.
That is, you installed multiple versions, right, in your system,
Hmm.
Python versions. But when you typed Python in command prompt, you are getting only the latest version, 3.11 version.
Yes.
Yeah, may I know
So
the reason why?
okay. So always the latest, the installed one only you will be getting. But if you want to work with any of this, right, you can just go. For example, if I want to go to this Python, 3.9 is there. So just click
Mhm.
this three. Ideally, you will get it open in 3.9. 1 second. It opens in.
So in command prompt, latest version only displays, right?
Yes. In the command prompt latest version only will be. See here, if you open this and if you want to work with any of this, for example, if already I got some py files, for example, observe.
Mhm.
mm, See that, for example, Python 6 a.m. batch. I created a py file. Just now I created sample 1, sample 2, right? So right click it and say edit with IDLE. While editing it, it will ask with what, 3.11 or 3.8 or 3.9. It will ask you, I want with the 3.9, I want to edit. It will open in 3.9. Can you see here 3.9 it is showing? And if execution also happens in 3.9. So it will ask while opening the file, it will ask with what version I need to open it. If you want to execute also, you can
Okay.
with that. You can open the file with which version you want and you can execute with which version, right? So but in command prompt, the latestly installed one only means if you have installed the latest like 3.9, 3.9 it will show in. So because you are setting the path, right, the last.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, any other query, right? So everyone, you can attend the session tomorrow also, right, using the same link, same time, right, to see more on this Python. Fine. Tomorrow I'll show you tomorrow I'm going to show you what happens internally whenever we define some value internally, how it is getting stored, how to print the address of it, how to print the value of it, how to print the type of it, right? So internally in the memory, how this value is getting stored, right? Yes. Fine. Okay. So I'm stopping here for today. Meet you tomorrow. Same time, same link, right? Yes. Fine.
Thank you, sir.
Fine. Fine.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Vijay.